To Austin as we continue to prepare for a Saturday's UFC event, and welcome Julia Avila. Julia, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. And let me get right to the biggest, most important question, I think. Is your title still a competitive snuggler?
Oh, absolutely.
I did a couple real quick research things, and I saw that one clip, and I'm like, that's outstanding. That's pretty funny.
I don't know if the UFC still uses that, but I'm definitely a black belt in it. I mean, I have a kid, so.
Yeah, for sure. I jumped on your Instagram. It says you're a cyclist, painter, fighter, and much more. To me, that sounds like a full day.
Yeah, I like to keep busy, and I have a lot of interests and hobbies, so.
Which one should we talk about first? I'm a fan of painters and painting, and Matt's a big fan of cycling. So which one do you want to address first?
I mean, how long do you want to keep me on here?
Oh, we got time.
Yeah, until your weigh-ins on Friday. Talk about your painting first. How do you choose? How do you decide? Or is it just, you're sleeping that night when you get that 30 minutes of sleep because of your child? Today I'm going to paint a bird or a tree or what?
Yeah, so I really like abstract things. And lately I've been doing a lot of watercolors. I don't have a lot of time to paint now, but when I was painting, it was a lot of watercolors, and I have artwork all throughout my house. It's just whatever is motivating me and touching my heart at that moment. I like a lot of Americana tattoo style work, so I'll find some inspiration online. I really want to do a series of the Four Horsemen.
Wrestling?
The four wrestlers? Arn and Ole Anderson? Arn and Ole Anderson and Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard? The Four Horsemen?
Or are you talking about the Rock guys?
No, but maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not that good, but.
Well, I saw some of your work. It's very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe that's one of the other avenues I can explore in career.
Not to sound stupid, but who are the other Four Horsemen? Because I only know the WCW wrestlers.
So the actual Four Horsemen, plague, famine, death, the pale horse, and what's the other one? It's the biblical reference.
I got you. Well, both Four Horsemen are pretty deadly.
War is the fourth one.
The war. See, that's your word, war.
Yeah, war is my favorite combat sport word.
What is the furthest you've ever cycled?
I've done centuries. I've competed in centuries. I've competed in ultra marathons. So as far as I could possibly go. 100 miles.
Normally, I don't like to throw my co-host an underhanded softball pitch, but I brought it up so he can talk to you about his cycling.
Well, Julia, so first off, when you say century, today is Randy's birthday, so happy birthday. You just
happy birthday.
You just painted another century.
And not quite 100, but I feel like I'm approaching it.
But for the non-cyclist, a century is 100 miles, usually done in a morning, Saturday.
Is that what century means? Century means 100?
But back in 2010, I did a bicycle ride from St. Pete, Florida, to New York City, 1,300 miles, to deliver a message that pizza is a healthy food, because I became a professional bodybuilder eating nothing but pizza.
Yeah, I laughed when I heard too.
And I use it to cut weight, to help fighters make weight goals, but still incorporate their favorite foods in that process.
There's so much to unpack there. I want to sit and just buy you drinks and tell me your life story.
I'm down.
Oh, and believe me, you don't need to ask him to do that. He'll do it.
Yeah, I'll buy my own drinks. Yes, I'm down. I'm always down to storytelling. That's my. If a nickname wasn't taken by Puna earlier, I would have been the storyteller.
What question would you possibly want to ask Matt? I'm curious.
Oh gosh, what got you interested in bodybuilding?
So I was in the pizza industry. I was just a pizza guy. I owned a small restaurant. The media was negative on pizza.
You thought I was kidding when I said I was going to keep you here until Friday.
No, I'm here for it.
But it was, I didn't feel good about what I did to make money in the real world. Like it wasn't a proud industry. It was a junk food. It was considered a junk food, and I didn't want to make people obese to profit personally. So I wanted to lead by example. So I took what everybody thought was a junk food. I applied science, tracked macros, and I became a professional bodybuilder, winning Mr. Universe 2016 in natural bodybuilding at 41 years old as a father of two. So same number of minutes in a day as everyone else, just discipline, hard work, commitment, and moderation.
That is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you.
I'm pretty bored by the answer.
But that's real. That's real life. And so that's what got me into it. And then through that passion of helping people cut weight, I found martial arts, obviously, and at the time, a lot of the bodybuilders were using traditional bodybuilding methods to cut weight to make their weight class. And 2 weeks out, they were lethargic. They couldn't train at full intensity. They would gas out. They were just exhausted going to the scale. And so by helping them, cut weight a different way, now you see the evolution. And now you see it being used at the Performance Institute, and everybody throughout the world now uses a different technique to make fighting weight goals.
Yeah.
And why did you choose to be a cyclist?
So I just like challenging myself, and I had already run a marathon at that point, and I was like, all right, well, let's see what else I can do. And so I was cycling, and I was running ultra marathons, and that was right around the time that I got introduced into fighting. So I actually had to switch out all my endurance events to go to my indoor sports, as I lovingly call them.
Interesting. I can't remember the name of the show, and I think last night was the final episode. It's like SEAL team, or a bunch of celebrities go and basically they're like held hostage, sort of, and they put them through just brutal, trainings at 2 in the mornings, and you're captured and they interrogate you. Have you seen that show? And if you have,
I've heard it.
Would you do anything like that?
I've heard of it, and I definitely would be interested into being a part of that. I think I have a lot of strength to showcase, and I just want to beat other people, so and motivate them, and actually help them get through their demons, and show them that we can do this together.
Right. It's an interesting show, but as a veteran, I looked at it just a tad different, because I tend to do that. They're trying to, what would you do if you were in this hostage situation? Well, that they can't kill you. They know. It's kind of like when we went to boot camp and they scream at you, and everybody else is all worried and concerned, and I'm laughing inside because I know that you can't do the things that you want me to think you can do. But it's still so stressful, the things they did, and up 24 hours, and something you might have been, you can relate with. They had a baby crying for 12 hours nonstop.
Wow.
Just instead of music, they just had the baby, crying kind of thing. I'm curious, now that you do have a child, what do you do? What can you do? Not that you want to get away from your child, but to relax, to kind of just, one of those Calgon take me away moments.
Oh, she is always with me. She, I strap her on and I go rucking around the lake for 10 miles with her.
Wow.
I take her lifting with me, and she watches me lift. I'll take her to training with me, and she's on the side of the mat watching me train. I do everything with her just the same as I used to.
That's awesome. I have a 3-year-old granddaughter, and it's the same thing. They live 4 doors down. She's at our door at 6:30 in the morning. So
is a pioneer in women's MMA, and especially in my division. She is the former champion. She has made a long career with her specialty, which is wrestling. And I'm going to beat her after Saturday. So that's about it.
Are you going to have a cupcake at the weigh-in? Or hold a cupcake or something like that?
So I would love to. I I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, I don't want to be like, I don't want you to think that I'm, being mean or trying to be aggressive, but I thought it would be funny if I ate a cupcake or something, and your kids can beat up a panda. I don't care. But I never got a response. I don't know. But I'm not going to be doing that. I actually, on my fight shirts, we have fight shirts that we released, and it does have little cupcakes on them with a bite taken out of it.
Oh, that's very cool. I used to have a sponsor. They were called Wicked. Well, they still are. Wicked Good Cupcakes. They were on Shark Tank, et cetera, et cetera. And we used to send. We would send gifts. To our guests when they come on, and we have a couple things that we're going to send you as well. But for a while, Wicked Good Cupcakes, and then Miesha was on once or twice, so now she expects cupcakes, every time that you talk to her. So, how will you get through the next couple days? I always ask fighters, do you concentrate and you want to think about Saturday, or do you want to not think about it and just kind of get through the next couple days?
Saturday is going to come whether I am thinking about it or not, so I don't hurt my brain or my heart over situations that can happen, and all I try to do is manifest success. So whether that be getting through the workout today, whether that be getting through the cut, if I am going to think about the fight, I think positively, but honestly, I have some coloring books here, and I'm just coloring, and I spend time with my daughter and my corners and get through the cut. Very
cool. Is there things that I'm a big collector of all sorts of things? Are there things that you collect, whether it is your MMA gear or other fighters' gears or other people's whatever? What do you collect? And if there was one thing that you would like to acquire at some time, what would that be?
So I have all of my gloves, and I have a new mouthpiece every fight. So I guess I collect that. As far as something that I would want to keep, I don't know. I feel kind of like a klepto. I just want to take everything. No, I never want to forget the moment of being in the cage, right? If I can bottle that up, or if I can have that replay somewhere, it's such an electrifying and humbling emotion. Like, I really can't describe it.
Sure. Well, what are you thinking, and is it always the same thing as you're walking, into a cage or the cage? Or are you not thinking at all, and you're just kind of moving?
No, I don't think at all. I let my true primitive Julia come out, and it's so serene and just clear. Everything is clear.
So going back to the memorabilia question, maybe not so much of stuff that's at the event or at the fight, but of anything of all time. Like if you could have one artifact or one collectible, what would you want on Earth?
One rock, maybe.
One anything.
One artifact. Wow, that's a good question.
We'll give you a setup. Like we'll give you a little backstory. So Randy interviews a lot of NFL players. He had the Player Show, so he does a lot with the NFL. And it was Leonard Wester, who he basically was saying nothing. I don't really collect anything. I'm just playing football, and I kept pushing and pushing. I'm like, something. There's got to be something that you would want. And he dropped probably the biggest thing that nobody's ever thought of. He goes, I would like Jesus Christ sandals. So,
all right.
So that's pretty good.
So more collectible.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So that's why he's asking, is there anything at all? Or
Yeah.
And normally I would say, because you never know who I know and what I can get, but I cannot get Jesus Christ's sandals.
You guys are the same age, right? You had a birthday today, probably.
You know what I want? I want, like, just a night of just my husband and I, because I haven't had a night of just the two of us, and I think that's what I want. That's the one thing that I want in the world. No responsibilities, just one night hanging out with my husband.
So basically,
and a lot of champagne.
So basically, you just need a babysitter forever. Right. No, I'm just asking. I'm asking a serious question because, again, I know people.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve. We have a
Well,
producer.
it's not just that. It's all the other responsibilities,
Sure.
right? Everything else has to be on hold because I wear 17 different hats.
Yeah.
So,
I got you. Well, if you want me to set that up, I'd be more than happy to. Because like I said, I know people. I can get people to babysit. My producer has a limo. I mean, we can set the whole thing up for you.
maybe a good steak. Get me a reservation at a good steakhouse.
Where do you want that? In Austin, or do you want it back where you're home, or where?
Let's do home. I think that would be easier to manage.
Okay. I will be in touch with you, and I will make some phone calls after your fight. You know, we'll talk. We'll get something set up, and you guys can
No
go.
way. Are you serious?
Ask Nabi about me, and she will tell you that I do not make promises that I do not fulfill.
That's amazing. You don't. I'm losing weight just smiling so much.
Well,
Thank you.
See that I'm helping in more ways than one. But yeah, ask Nabi, you know, and that's why she sets up these interviews that she does. So after your fight, we will touch base, and I will set something up for you.
That's absolutely amazing.
Enjoy the rest of your week. I know we have your address. We're going to send you a care package from 8 Man Strong, as well as some stuff from Bucked Up Energy Drink. And that'll be sent next week. But enjoy the process. I know you will. Enjoy your fight on Saturday. And we'll talk to you next week or the week after.
I appreciate y'all. God bless.
Have
Awesome.
fun. That is Julia. Is going to go to a steakhouse. Her and her husband. We may have to fly you out to babysit while we take care of that. But I'm going to set it up.
I don't think I'm capable of doing that.
I've seen your daughters. You're not.
I'm still trying to figure out the Four Horsemen of the apocalypse. I mean, I got homework to do.
It was funny though, when she said that. You looked right at me because the Four Horsemen are Arn and Ole Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ric Flair. And no, Barry Windham is not one of those four.
Well, the apocalypse and their powers, I'm learning more every day.
Well, yeah, she said war and death and all the things I don't want to talk about.
And, well, she said steak.